huge news for the Washington Commanders. Jayden Daniels will play in the game on Sunday versus the Seattle Seahawks. It is a must-win game. You have to win this game. I will try to keep this video short because I do have things to take care of. But make sure you guys hit the like button in this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel on the road to 3,000 subscribers. If you're new, join the family. Go ahead and subscribe. Helps me out a lot. And then turn that notification bell as well. So, we're going to talk about Jayden Daniels, and then we're going to quickly look at the injury report. We'll talk about all injuries, everything you need to know about, and then we'll get out of here. So, happy Halloween, by the way. So, Jayden Daniels will play on Sunday night versus the Seahawks, and I've said this for a while. He's the only chance we have in some of these games, man. 5 being on the field is the only chance we have in some of these games, and this feels like one of them. You know, you feel like the defense will not help you at all in any circumstance, because we feel like, you know, Kenneth Walker and JSN are going to have huge games. We needed Jayden to play in this game. If he didn't play, there was no shot. In a lot of these games, if Jayden would not have played in these games this year, there would have been no shot. We needed Jayden to play in this game, and he will play. That is huge news for the Commanders. So, looking at this injury report, Terry McLaurin with the quad injury. He didn't practice Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. He will be out for Sunday's game. As most of you know, there's a guy you lose that can stretch the field. That hurts. He re-injured his quad. That one hurts, but we're going to have to move on without him. This is a must-win game. You got to win this one, because the reality of the situation is you have to win one of the next 2 games to keep your season alive. And if you can't beat the Seahawks, you're not beating the Lions, right? So you feel like you've identified the Seahawks as being the easier team to beat, obviously, as most people have. And so you try and go beat the Seahawks. If you can't do that, you're not beating the Lions. You're not stopping Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Do I have to continue? Right? So Colson Yankoff, he's been another guy that's been ruled out. So limited Wednesday, DNP Thursday, DNP Friday. He's out for the game. He does play a big role in special teams, but he's not going to be a big factor in the game. So, he wasn't going to be. So, John Bates with an ankle injury. Wednesday, there's a dash there. There's nothing. I think he had a rest day. He was full on Thursday. He was limited today. So, not sure why John Bates, what has come up during the week, not sure why he was limited. Like, if you're going to practice Thursday, why aren't you practicing Friday? That means you're good on Thursday. Now, he must have gotten injured on practice Thursday, or it's a minor injury. I expect John Bates to go, but he is questionable right now, so I would watch that situation if I were you. Johnny Newton's on this list. He has an ankle injury. He did not practice Wednesday, Thursday, and he was limited on Friday. This tells me there is hope. If he was limited Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, there is no shot. But Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he's limited. So that gives me hope that Johnny Newton's going to play. We need him to tip some passes. We need him to wreak havoc in this game. And so we need Johnny Newton in this game. And it would hurt to not have him, but that means you're just going to have guys step up. Eddie Goldman, like other guys that are defensive tackles. You're probably going to have to elevate Sheldon Day if Johnny Newton doesn't play. But this gives me hope that he was limited today. I think we'll see that Johnny Newton's ruled out tomorrow, but I think there is a little bit of hope for Sunday night's game for Johnny Newton. Laramie Tunsil, hamstring injury. I'm surprised he wasn't just ruled out. Did not practice Wednesday. Thursday he was limited. Friday he was limited as well. That's a good week for a guy that he didn't even play the second half of the Chiefs game. I expected this Laramie Tunsil injury to be worse, and I thought he would miss a lot of time. But it doesn't look like he's going to miss much time at all. He might, in fact, play this week. He is questionable for Sunday's game on that hamstring injury. So we don't know, but we think Laramie Tunsil might go. If not, Brandon Coleman's a solid, reliable backup. So you don't have to worry much if Laramie Tunsil doesn't go, although he has been locked down on that side this year. Jayden Daniels with a hamstring injury, obviously full in every day of practice this week, and he's going to play. Again, I've talked about what that means for this team. That's a huge guy. Man, that's the best player on the team. I'm sensing some Jayden magic on Sunday. I'm sensing one of those games where it's like, we remember you're top 5. We remember you're a top 5 quarterback. We remember you're one of those ones. We remember you're elite. Yeah, we remember that. I think it's going to be one of those type games for Jayden. Matt Gay is on here with a back injury. Did not practice Wednesday, limited Thursday, full on Friday. That means he's going to play in the game unless something else comes up. I'm really glad he's playing. You know, for once I'm glad Matt Gay is playing because Matthew Wright being out there, that scares me. more than Matt Gay being out there scares me. So, glad Matt Gay is playing. Looks like he will for sure play. Javon Kinlaw, shoulder injury, full on Wednesday, limited on Thursday, full on Friday. Again, I'm not sure why these guys are going full the day before and then limited the day after. I don't understand that, but you normally progress throughout the week. But I don't understand that. He is going to go. Javon Kinlaw is going to go. He's not going to miss time. We need Javon Kinlaw in there. Just his big body, physical presence up front, ability to stop the run, ability to bat passes down. Again, I talked about it. We need to bat passes down this game. We need to bat passes up in the air this game and get interceptions off it. We need to create havoc, as I said. So, Bobby Wagner is the last guy on this list. He has a thumb injury. Full every day of practice. He was on here last week and ended up playing against the Chiefs. So, that means he will play this game. That's the injury report for the Commanders. That's what it looks like. Not too many injuries on here. It's getting better and better. We also got a report from Will Harris that his fractured fibula. Dan Quinn talked about it today. He said he had a great week of practice and they're starting to get him back like on the side field and stuff. And he's running and he's made good strides. And Dan Quinn is impressed with how fast he has returned. So, a return to, running, so Will Harris, we got a good report on him. That's also huge news. So, that's really all you need to know. You need to watch tomorrow is the day that they might elevate Robbie Chosen. They might elevate Treylon Burks. I've heard stuff about them. You're going to have to elevate another wide receiver. I just don't know who that's going to be. They signed Robbie Chosen back to the practice squad, so they might elevate him. Ultimately, I don't know who they're going to elevate. So if it is Robbie Chosen, that brings a little bit of a deep threat back. When you lose Terry, you lose his deep threat. Robbie Chosen can go deep a little bit. So would be nice to have him. He was the best receiver in the Dallas game. Would be nice to have him out there. I'll just say that. So, ultimately we have to keep an eye on who gets elevated, though. I'm not really sure who they're ultimately going to elevate, but we'll see. We'll end up finding out. So, like I said, quick video today. That's going to do it for me. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Halloween to everyone. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hail to the Washington Commanders. As always, you guys take care and good night.